Hello and welcome to Replacement Player Baseball. The Cubs and Padres are going to tangle for Game 2 of a 4-game set. The Padres took Game 1. Cubs put up kind of a disappointing performance, only scoring 1 run despite many opportunities. And now, in today's game, the Cubs will send Chris Archer out to the mound. He's making start number 10. He is 3-3 with a 4.06 ERA, 137 WHIP. And he will be opposed by Padres lefty Joey Lucchesi. He is making start number 9. He is 0-3 with a 4.13 ERA, 121 WHIP. The Cubs are running out the exact same lineup that they did yesterday, save for the starting pitcher. And the Padres look like they have we have Nick Markakis has made his way into today's game, and Austin Hedges is the new catcher for the Padres today. So a couple changes, I guess. Let's get this game started. It is 62 degrees, 6-mile-an-hour wind today, and the Cubs are going to send up Mike Tauchman to lead off this game. Tauchman from the left side facing the lefty Lucchesi. The Cubs come in at 22-23, while the Padres enter this game at 23-21. Cubs trying to get back on a winning track here, facing the Padres. Lucchesi throws the pitch to a 1-1 pitch to Tauchman, and Tauchman lines it into center field for a leadoff single. Fletcher will now bat. Runner on first, nobody out. 2-2 pitch to Fletcher. And Fletcher strikes out swinging. That is out number 1. That is strikeout number 1 from Lucchesi. Rizzo will be the next batter. 1-2 pitch to Rizzo. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is out number 2. Baez will now come up to the Cubs. Tauchman still standing on first, kind of lonely over there, waiting for somebody to drive him in. But Baez waves at strike 3. Lucchesi, after allowing the leadoff single, strikes out the next 3 Cubs. We go now to the bottom of the first, 0-0. Pham will lead off for the Padres against Chris Archer. 0-2 count. Archer comes to the plate. Here's the pitch. Grounder to first. Rizzo has it. Throws to Archer covering the bag. Out number 1. Grisham is the next batter. He will face Archer with 1 out, nobody on. Full count pitched from Archer. Popped up to center, Almora coming in, and he puts it away for out number 2. Tatis will bat now, playing shortstop for the Padres today with 2 outs, nobody on. 2-2 count to Tatis. Popped up again to center, Almora coming in. He makes the catch and continues his path to the dugout. The Padres are retired in the bottom of the first inning. We go to the top of the second of a 0-0 game. Bryant will be the leadoff hitter for the Cubs with a 3-0 count, waiting for the pitch. Bryant takes ball 4, low and away. He heads down to first. Contreras will be the next batter for the Cubs. 1-1 count to Contreras. Contreras hits it very hard out to left field. That is very deep, and it is gone. Contreras gives the Cubs a 2-0 lead here in the top of the second inning. 380 feet that is measured. Home run number 6 for Contreras. Hayward will be the next batter against Lucchesi. Cubs got their first lead in what feels like forever. And Hayward hits it very hard out to right center field. That is going to 1-hop to the wall. Hayward rounds first, heading to second. Hayward stands in at second with a double. Very nice piece of hitting there by Mr. Hayward, and Almora will be the next batter. Nobody out, runner on second. First pitch to Almora. Hit hard out to right field again. That one is going to be put away by Markakis for out number 1. Archer will come up to bat. He comes up with Hayward on second, 1 out. Full count to Archer. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Archer is retired for out number 2. That is strikeout number 4 for Lucchesi. And now Tauchman will bat with 2 outs. Runner on second. 0-2 count. He hits it straight away center field, and that is put away by Grisham for out number 3. Cubs do score 2 on the home run. We go to the bottom of the second of a 2-0 Cub lead. Machado looking for the full count pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Archer strikes him out on a fastball. Profar will be the next batter. That is the first strikeout of the game for Archer. Profar batting with 1 out and a 1-0 count. And that is hit in the air to right field. Hayward lines it up and makes the catch for out number 2. Markakis will be the next batter for the Padres. 2 outs, nobody on. 3-0 pitch to Markakis. And he says that he has checked his swing. The umpire awards him first base. And now Hosmer will be the next batter. Hosmer coming up with 2 outs, runner on first. Full count to Archer. To Hosmer. Archer with the pitch. Archer walks Hosmer. He's now walked 2 batters after he got the first 2 runners out. Hedges will be the next batter. Hedges comes up, 2 outs, first and second for the Padres. 2-1 pitch to Hedges. And Hedges hits a single. That's going to be a base hit into center field. The runner from third will come all the way home. He is safe. The Padres have cut into the Cubs' lead. It is now 2-1. Padres doing all their damage after there were already 2 outs. Hedges credited with the RBI single. Lucchesi will now bat the first and second 2 outs. Full count to Lucchesi. Little tapper in front of the plate. And Contreras has it, throws down to first for out number 3. The Padres do score a run, and now we go to the top of the third of a 2-1 Cub lead. Lucchesi pitching to Fletcher. Top of the third inning, 1 strike count. Here comes the pitch. Grounder to second, and he is going to be thrown out. Profar fields it. Fletcher is retired 4-3. For the first out in the top of the third. Rizzo, the next batter. The first pitch to Rizzo. And that'll be a liner into right field. That gets by the second baseman and a single for Rizzo. He hit that one through the shift and gets his first hit of the game. Baez now the batter. He is 0 for 1 today. 1-1 pitch to Baez. Baez hits it on the ground to short. The throw goes to second. But Rizzo breaks up the double play. Oh, and Rizzo is injured on that play. The trainer examines him. They're going to have to take him out of the game. We'll have to look for an update on Rizzo a little bit later. Just says injured, diagnosis pending. We do not know the nature of his injuries at this time. Bryant will be the next batter. He's going to come up with 2 outs. Baez is on first with the fielder's choice. 1-2 pitch to Bryant. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Bryant set down on strikes. We go to the bottom of the third of a 2-1 Cub lead. Tommy Pham will be the leadoff hitter against Chris Archer. 2-1 pitch to Pham. That's going to be a base hit down in the right field corner. Hayward cuts it off, gets it back into the infield, holds Pham to a single. Grisham is the next batter. Nobody out, runner on first. 2-0 count to Grisham, and the runner goes. The throw is to second, and the throw is late. Pham has stolen base number 10. Contreras has really struggled to throw out base runners this season. Grisham now batting with Pham on second, and a 2-1 count, a full count actually, and he draws the walk. So the Padres threatening here again in the bottom of the third inning. Tatis will now come up. We're getting into the middle of the Padres lineup. With nobody out, runners on first and second. 1-2 pitch from Archer. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Archer gets him to chase a fastball that is outside. And now Machado will bat with 1 out. Runners on first and second. First pitch to Machado. The runners are going. Contreras throws down to third. But again, the Padres are both safe, this time on a double steal. Contreras has allowed 3 stolen bases just in this inning. Now the tying run is 90 feet away. Pham standing on third. Grisham standing on second. 1 out. Machado the batter. And here comes the pitch. Popped up to left. That is going to be plenty deep to drive in the run. Tauschman has it. He throws it all the way home, but that is actually going to retire the runner trying to tag up from third. Tauschman shows off just a cannon for an arm, throwing out the runner from third, Pham, on an excellent defensive play at home. Well, the Cubs maintain the 2-1 lead. Contreras will now come up in the top of the 4th inning. He will lead off for the Cubs against Joey Lucchesi. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Contreras pops it up on the infield. The second baseman Tatis has it, or the second baseman Profar has it. Puts it away for out number 1. Jason Hayward will lead the batter with 1 out, nobody on. Full count to Hayward. Lucchesi with the pitch. Hit hard into right field. That's going to be another single for Hayward. He stops at first. And now Almora will bat. He is 0 for 1 today. Runner on first, 1 out. Almora waiting for the 1-2 pitch. And that is popped up to center. That looks playable. It is deep. Caught close to the warning track. Grisham reels it in for out number 2. Chris Archer will now bat for himself in the top of the 4th. He comes up with Hayward on first, 2 outs, and an 0-1 count. Archer hits it weakly on the ground to first. Hosmer has it, touches the base for out number 3. We go to the bottom of the 4th of a 2-1 Cub lead. Archer, been walking the tightrope here throughout this whole game, comes out to face Jurickson Profar, Padres number 5 hitter, in the bottom of the 4th. 1 ball count to Profar. Archer with the pitch. That is hit hard to left field. That is going to be caught by Tauschman, although Profar definitely gave that one a ride. Tauschman pulls it in for out number 1, right in front of the wall. Markakis now the batter. 1 out, nobody on. Markakis hits a grounder to second. Fletcher has it, throws to first for the out. That is out number 2. We see that actually the Cubs brought in Danny Santana to substitute in at first base today. Santana will take Rizzo's spot as the number 3 hitter. 2 outs now. Hosmer is the batter. Full count pitch from Archer. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Archer retires the Padres 1-2-3. I think that's the first time he's done that this game. We go to the top of the 5th of a 2-1 Cub lead. Tauschman will lead off for the Cubs. Tauschman, Fletcher, and then Santana. 1 ball count to Tauschman. Grounder up the middle. Shortstop has it. Throws to first. That is out number 1. Fletcher, the batter, comes up with 1 out, nobody on. 2-1 pitch to Fletcher. Fletcher gets that over the shortstop into left field for a single. Fletcher has the base hit. He is standing on first. The Cubs trying to extend this 2-1 lead. And Santana, the switch hitter, will stand in from the right side against the lefty Lucchesi. 0-2 pitch to Santana. Strike 3 looking. The umpire rung him up. Santana just could not do anything with that sinker, and he just watched it go by. Baez will now bat with 2 outs and the runner on first in the top of the 5th inning. 0-2 pitch to Baez. Popped up on the infield. Hosmer has it. That is out number 3. Well, I guess Baez didn't strike out, so that's always an improvement. We go to the bottom of the 5th now. Archer coming out to work inning number 5 for the Cubs. He is at 73 pitches right now. He will face 8-9-1 in the Padres lineup. 2-2 count. And Archer gets Hedges to swing and miss at strike 3. That was a fastball outside that Hedges chased, and now Lucchesi will bat with 1 out and an 0-2 count. Archer comes to the plate. That's going to be blooped into right field, and Archer got just enough of that to get it over the second baseman's head and record a single. Pham will be the next batter. He comes up with runner on first, 1 out. Archer with a 3-0 count. And Pham watches ball 4 go by. Archer just can't seem to help himself but put runners on base. Grisham, not the batter. He is going to come up with the tying run in scoring position, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. 2-2 count. Archer comes to the plate. Ground ball to short, over to second. That is going to be it, though. The Cubs do get 1 out on the fielder's choice. Tommy Pham is examined by the Padres trainer, but he's able to stay in the game. Grisham is on first on the fielder's choice. Lucchesi advances to third. There are now 2 outs, and Tatis will be the batter. 1-2 count. And Tatis hits it into left field. He lines it into left field for a base hit. That is going to be an RBI single for Tatis, and the game is tied at 2. That will be the end of the day for Chris Archer. David Ross pulls him in favor of Alzolay. Archer threw 4 2/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. Alzolay trying to preserve the tie here in the bottom of the 5th. He's going to face Machado with first and second and 2 out. Full count pitch to Machado. Alzolay looks for the sign. Coming to the plate. That is ball 4 low and away. Machado shows a good eye laying off that pitch. And now Profar is the batter with 2 outs and the bases loaded. 2-0 pitch to Profar. Popped up on the infield. Fletcher has it for out number 3. Well, the Padres load the bases, but they only score 1. The game is tied at 2 going to the top of the 6th inning. Bryant will be the batter. He is going to lead off for the Cubs against Lucchesi in the top of the 6th. 1 ball count to Bryant. Bryant hits it very high down the left field line. That is going to be playable, though. The park holds it. That looked like Bryant gave it a ride, but he flies out to Pham in left. Contreras now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. Here's the pitch. Contreras hits it hard right at the third baseman Machado. The throw goes to first, and that is out number 2. Jason Hayward will now bat for the Cubs. He comes up with 2 outs, nobody on, top of the 6th inning. 1 ball count to Hayward. Grounder very weakly to the right side. The pitcher Lucchesi has it, throws to first, and Hayward is retired for out number 3. We go to the bottom of the 6th of a 2-2 tie. Alzolay will face Markakis, Hosmer, and Hedges here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Alzolay comes to the plate. First pitch. Popped up. Fletcher goes back. In short right field, he puts it away for out number 1. Hosmer will now bat against Alzolay with 1 out, nobody on, 3-1 count. He hits it on a line out to right field, basically directly at Hayward. He moved about 2 steps to make that catch. That is out number 2 for the bottom of the 6th. We now see Austin Hedges as the Padres batter. 0-2 count to Hedges. Grounder up the middle. The shortstop Baez has it, throws over to first, and that is out number 3. We go to the top of the 7th of a 2-2 tie. Almora will lead off for the Cubs. We're going to see Almora, hopefully a pinch hitter, and then Mike Tauschman in the top of the 7th inning. 0-2 count to Almora. Lucchesi with the pitch. That's going to be a base hit into center field. Almora gets it over the second baseman's head, and that is going to be a leadoff single for Almora. And now we see the pinch hitter Happ. He is going to stand in from the right side against the lefty Lucchesi with nobody out and the potential go-ahead run over on first base. Here's the pitch. Happ hits it down the line past the third baseman into left field. The runners continue to advance. Happ slides into second with a double. The runner, Almora, scores all the way from first base. Credit Happ with an RBI double. And the Cubs now lead this game again, 3-2. Tauschman will be the next batter. Still nobody out. Happ standing on second. Tauschman looking for the 1-2 pitch. And he swings and misses. That is strike 3. Tauschman is set down on strikes. Fletcher, the next batter. He will face the Padres reliever. The Padres bring in a reliever, Pierce Johnson. Lucchese's day is over. He threw 6 in the third, 8 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk to 7 strikeouts. Now, Pierce Johnson, the pitcher, 20 innings so far this year, 7 walks, 20 strikeouts, and a 5.40 ERA. He will face Fletcher with 1 out and a runner in scoring position in the top of the 7th inning. 3-1 pitch. Fletcher looking to add to this Cub lead. Fletcher hits it hard into left field. That's going to be a single for Fletcher. He's going to stop at first. The runner at third also stops. They do not test the arm of Pham. So Happ is on third, Fletcher on first, and Santana will be the next batter. Standing in against Pierce Johnson with 1 out, 0-2 count. That's going to be another base hit. That's going to drop in front of the left fielder. RBI single for Santana. Happ scores on the play. It is now 4-2 Cubs. Baez will be the next batter. Baez with 1 out, runners on first and second. Full count pitch to Baez. And that's hit very hard down the right field line. That's going to go all the way into the corner. Baez hit it against the shift, and the right fielder had to go about 4 miles to make that play. Baez is going to slide into third with a triple. 2 runs are in. The Cubs now lead 6-2. Baez hit a 2-run RBI triple. And now Bryant is the batter with Baez on third. Still only 1 out, and Johnson continuing to pitch. The ball gets away. Baez is hustling home. He slides in safely. It is now 7-2 Cubs. The Cubs have had a 5-run outburst here in the top of the 7th. Bryant now batting. The wild pitch actually took away the RBI opportunity for Bryant. He's now standing in there with a 1-2 count and 1 man out. And Bryant watches strike 3 go by. That was a fastball on the outside part of the plate, and now Michael Baez will come in to pitch for the Padres. He will face the Cubs' Wilson Contreras here in the bottom of the top of the 7th inning. 2 outs for Contreras, nobody on. Baez with the pitch. And he hits Contreras. Contreras has gotten hit in both games of this series. Hayward will now bat with 2 outs, a runner on first. 2-2 count. Hayward swings and misses for strike 3. The Cubs are retired, but not until after they scored 5 runs in the top of the 7th. We go now to the bottom of the 7th inning of a 7-2 Cub lead. David Ross will bring in a new relief pitcher. He pinch hit for the pitcher's spot in the top of the 7th inning. Trevor Rosenthal will come in, and because the gears are now turning in this game, the Padres manager is going to send up Will Myers to counter the righty reliever Rosenthal. That's a lot of R's right there. 2-2 count. Rosenthal looks in. Here comes the pitch to Myers. That was a check swing, but the umpire rings him up anyway. That is strike 3. Rosenthal gets the first out in the bottom of the 7th inning, and Pham will be the next batter. 0-2 count to Pham. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Rosenthal really locating his pitches well today. Excuse me. Grisham will be the next batter with 2 outs, nobody on. 3-1 count to Grisham. And that is ball 4. That's the same pitch that he struck the last guy out on. However, Grisham watches it go by for ball 4. Tatis will now bat. Runner on first, 2 out. 0-2 count to Tatis. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Tatis is struck out on the circle change. That's kind of a rare pitch anymore. You don't see very many guys that try to throw that. We go to the top of the 8th of a 7-2 Cub lead. Luis Patino will be the next pitcher for the Padres. He comes in with 14 and a third innings under his belt, 6 walks to 17 strikeouts and a 4.40 ERA. I feel like Patino might have a real future ahead of him here in Major League Baseball, but we'll have to see what transpires. Right now, he is going to face Almora with a 1-2 count. Almora hits a soft liner to second. That is not playable. Almora gets an infield single as Profar is not able to field cleanly and get the ball over to first. Souza will now be the pinch hitter. He is standing in against Patino with nobody out, runner on first. Cubs trying to add to a 7-2 lead. And Souza is going to hit a base hit into left field. Now Almora stops at second as the throw from left fielder goes over to third. Almora's on second, Souza's on first, and Tauschman will be the next batter. 2 runners on base, nobody out, 3-1 count to Tauschman. That is ball 4. Patino thinks he got squeezed on that. It was a 3-1 count, and Patino just didn't have really much to stand on there. Fletcher will be the next batter. He steps up with the bases full of Cubs and nobody out. 0-2 count to Fletcher. Strike 3 looking. Patino strikes out Fletcher for the first out of the top of the 8th inning. Danny Santana will now bat. He's going to bat from the left side with a 2-1 count. Here comes the pitch. Santana slaps it in left field. The left fielder has it for out number 2. The runner from third, Almora, tags up and scores. This is now an 8-2 Cub lead. And Baez is the next batter. Baez hit an RBI triple his last time up. He is 1 for 4 today. Baez with an 0-2 count. Pops it up. The center fielder is coming in, and he puts it away. Grisham records out number 3. And now we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Cubs holding an 8-2 lead. Lefty Zach Britton is going to come in out of the bullpen now. He is going to be charged with preserving the 6-run lead for the Cubs. He'll face Machado, Profar, and Markakis in the bottom of the 8th inning. 1-1 pitch from Britton. Machado looking for the pitch. There it goes. He pops it up to center field. Almora's going back, but he will have room to catch that just short of the warning track. That is out number 1, and now Profar will be the next batter. He steps up with 1 out, nobody on. Full count pitch from Britton. And that is ball 4. It looks like it might have been a bit low. Markakis will now stand in with runner on first, 1 out. Britton trying to get the double play, get out of this inning, but instead he gives up a single to center field. The runner advances from first to third. Profar and Markakis standing on first safely with a single. Hosmer will be the next batter. He'll face Britton with first and third, 1 out. Padres trying to cut into this Cub lead. And on a full count pitch, Hosmer strikes out looking. That is out number 2. Britton's first strikeout of his appearance. And now Hedges will bat with runners on the corners and 2 out. 1-2 count to Hedges. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Britton manages to work an escape act despite putting runners on the corners. He gets out of the inning without allowing a run. Cubs coming up in the top of the 9th inning, hanging on to this 8-2 lead. Bryant will lead off with a 1-ball count. Bryant popping it up on the infield. The shortstop, Tatis, looks like he's going to have it for out number 1. Contreras, the batter. Padres have the infield shift on. Contreras waiting for the 2-2 pitch. And Contreras goes the other way with it. He pops it up to right field. The right fielder, Markakis, runs in and makes the catch for out number 2. Hayward now the batter. He's coming up with 2 outs, nobody on, and a 1-2 count. Hayward grounds weakly to first. Hosmer has it, touches the bag. That is out number 3. And we go to the bottom of the 9th inning of an 8-2 Cub lead. Zach Britton is apparently going to be allowed to try to close out this game, although it is not a save situation. Britton, with a 1-2 count, comes to the plate. Swing and a miss, strike 3 by Naylor. That is out number 1 in the bottom of the 9th. And now Britton will face Tommy Pham. 2-0 pitch to Pham. Popped up to center field. Almora coming in. He has to run a long way, but he does make the catch for out number 2. Grisham now coming up with 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th inning, nobody on. Cubs with a 6-run lead. Britton comes to the plate. And that is popped up. Baez in short left field is going to put that away for out number 3. The Cubs have defeated the Padres 8-2. The Cubs have 8 runs on 13 hits with no errors. The Padres have 2 runs on 5 hits with no errors. We see the Cubs pulling it back up to 500. They now are 23-23. The Padres drop to 23-22. And the player of today's game is the Padres starting pitcher Joey Lucchesi. That is an interesting selection. He drops to 0-4 on the season. 6 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 4 strikeouts. No, 4 runs allowed, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. You know, just as a comparison, Albert Almora was 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Contreras drove in 2. Baez drove in 2. Santana drove in 2. I feel like any of those guys would have been good candidates for player of the game as well. But so be it. Well, we will have to check in on Rizzo. We still do not know the status of his injury. Hopefully we'll have an update for him on the next game. Thank you for listening to Replacement Player Baseball.